Hi everyone, it's Kat. I am afraid I'm kind of sick at the moment, but we're just gonna roll with it and hopefully this video won't be too bad. So, as you will have seen from the title, this is going to be about why I sold Moses. So I have my computer of notes in front of me, so if I'm looking down that way, that's what that is. So to start off with, yes, it's true, I sold Moses. I suppose you're asking, why did I sell Moses? Well, we had a few problems, which ended up sort of starting pretty soon after I got him. He would shy at nothing, he was kicking out when I asked him to canter, sometimes even bucking, and he wouldn't canter for more than a couple of strides. Now this kind of went on for pretty much the whole time I was riding him. See, I did have him for about 1.5 years, but I wasn't really riding him for about 8 months before we ended up selling him. Now, these problems did affect me quite badly. Before getting Moses, I thought that I was a relatively confident rider and I could handle slightly naughty horses. I had ridden off-the-track thoroughbreds that sometimes barked. I used to ride a horse that had bucked on me a couple of times and bolted off, so I thought I would be fine with handling that. But it turned out that when it happened, every single time I went to ride, it affected me. Our rides were never enjoyable. I felt like I ended each ride fighting him, and it wasn't pleasant for either of us. What ended up happening was I had one last lesson with my instructor and it didn't go very well. Moses was bucking, he was rearing, he would not move forward, and I was getting genuinely scared. Like, I did not want to be on him and I was very, very frightened. After maybe only about 15 minutes, my instructor said to me, "Get off, we're ending this lesson because it will end really badly because you might fall off and get really, really scared and never be able to get back on him." Which, looking back now, was a good thing for my instructor to tell me. So I got off and I took him back to the paddock, untacked him and everything. And we got the physio out and he helped him. It ended up that his pole had been out of place and he had 2 vertebrae in his neck were also out of place, which was causing him pain. So after that, I moved him from my adjustment place to Brittany's place, as you will have seen in some of the past videos. It was a really good decision to make. He was a lot happier there with only one other horse. He saw me pretty much every single day and every single day during the holidays. We didn't ride him very much. I really wanted him to just go out into the paddock and just have a break, have a spell. And it was quite good for him. I rode him a couple more times, but because I was so nervous, I never rode him properly in my English saddle again. I rode him bareback quite a few times, and then eventually I got back on with a Western saddle, which turned out to work really well for the both of us. I never fully regained my confidence on Moses, but I'm happy to say that I did ride him. And like my instructor had told me, I wouldn't have felt good if I hadn't ridden him again before selling him. So to really summarise it up, I sold Moses because we weren't making any progress. We were both getting more and more scared and more nervous. In the end, we would both end up being a lot happier if I did sell him. Now, don't get me wrong, Moses wasn't a problem horse, neither was he dangerous. He was green. He hadn't had much experience, he didn't know very much, and I just wasn't knowledgeable enough to teach him what he needed to know and ride him correctly. Now, the decision to sell Moses was not an easy one, and it came with a lot of debate. I do love Moses very, very much, even though he has now gone to his new home and I miss him a lot. I do really love him, and I always wanted what's best for him, so this decision was not an easy one to make. But the thing is that deep down, really deep down, I knew it was the right decision to make because we would both end up being happier. So it was an easier decision to make, and it didn't come with a huge amount of heartbreak. It did take us a while, but he did end up finding a really happy home. So to sort of sum up this video, I want everyone out there to know that it isn't always a bad decision to sell a horse. I mean, it turned out really well for me and Moses. I've gained a lot of confidence since selling him, and he's very happy with his new owner. The thing is, you'll end up happier, your horse will be happier, and then you can both move forward and make progress. Now, this doesn't mean I'm telling you to sell your horse just because things have been getting hard. Maybe your horse bucked once or twice, or has reared once or refused to jump. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that you have to really assess the situation. I hadn't moved forward the whole time I'd had Moses. We just kept going backwards, so it really made no sense to continue. The most important thing for you to know is you have to make sure that you're not going to regret your decision. I don't regret my decision to sell Moses because I am a lot happier. I still miss him and I still love him. I don't regret the decision because I know that we're both happier. At the end of the day, I still miss Moses all the time, and he took a very special place in my heart. He will always be my first horse, and he had amazing special traits that I will never forget. Remember guys, it's alright to sell your horse. It's not a bad thing. Don't let people tell you that you gave up too easily and you should never sell a horse, because sometimes you really need to. I got in over my head and I had to accept that. I'm on the hunt for my new horse, a new horse that's really confident and will take me far and give me back the confidence I lost. Hope you enjoyed that video. You should go and check out our last video, and I reckon you should also go and check out our Instagrams. His is at thatpallysandy and mine is Spectacular Sandy. So go check those out. I'll leave links in the description for everything, last video, music, the works. So I will see you guys next week. We're going to try and upload weekly, so we'll see how that goes. We have a photo shoot planned for this weekend with Brittany, which will be cool. So thanks for watching guys. See ya! Guys, do you like my lighting rig? It's pretty good. See, I've got a nice amplifier there. Sitting on top of it is a lamp pointing at my face, held up by baling twine, and then my tripod. It's pretty high tech, guys. Can't get much better than this.